Welcome back. Now, this year marks the 350th birthday of the great Jonathan Swift, one of Ireland's most treasured writers and thinkers, best known for the novel, of course, Gulliver's Travels.
Yes, St Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, where Swift himself was deacon for over 30 years, is holding a very special festival in his honour. And one of the most interesting events is a feast of the type of food Swift himself would have enjoyed in the 1700s. And Mary Farrell of Morton's in Ranelagh is one of the brains behind the feast. Mary, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Tell us about the festival, because we've been chatting about the food and the dishes, and we'll get to those in a moment, but tell us about the purpose of the festival, because you're taking us back, aren't you?
Yeah, we're taking you back 350 years to give you a taste of what went on in Dublin at that time. So it was quite an interesting time, because generally there was a lot of poverty, but there was a certain amount of middle class people that lived in Dublin, and they had a different style of life, but they had very interesting life when it came to food, much more interesting than we would have thought.
So this is typically what they might have been, a selection of some of the things they would have eaten.
What they would have eaten at the time.
I was saying to you earlier on, Mary, that this is, when we get into the specifics of what you've made, like the pickling, and it's so much back in favour now.
Yeah.
A lot of the top restaurants, particularly in London, are using fermentation and pickling now as a method of cooking.
Yeah, absolutely, and here as well.
But they had no choice back then, because obviously they had no fridges. This is what you had to do. So tell us about this first dish.
So this is eel. Okay, so eel is not as popular anymore, and actually it's not fished, because you're not allowed to fish it anymore in most areas. But I got this from Lough Neagh up in Northern Ireland, in Lough Neagh. So they have a lovely fisheries up there. So I got some lovely smoked and fresh eel. So we're going to use that as the canapé for the evening of the 26th. So what we've done here is, with the smoked eel, we just have lovely little crisp bread, and then our pickled cucumber, and the pickled cucumber comes from the cookery book, the Hannah Alexander cookery book. Then a little bit of creme fraiche on it, a little bit of smoked paprika, and some sprouts on top. And then this one is then the fresh eel, and we've made that into a mousse. So you cook it in a bath of white wine and white wine vinegar, some nice mace and anchovies, actually, and capers, and we put a little beetroot in it, and you can taste that.
That's the colour I was going to ask you.
Exactly,
okay.
That's the beetroot, and exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, a little bit of chive.
Because when we hear eel, we were joking yesterday, we think, you know, the challenges in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here type stuff, you know, it's like, it's stomach churning. But this is eel in a different way, and it does show the culinary delights that they were enjoying back then.
Absolutely, and we forget that actually a lot of the women of that time had a lot of knowledge that we don't appreciate at all. And it's very delicate, so you have to be careful not to marry it with overly strong flavours, or you lose
it's not overly smoked, is it?
No, that one is, that's the fresh one.
Oh, this is the smoked one here.
That has, it's a different, but it's delicate, it's delicious,
Oh!
So that's the canapé.
My darling. They are gorgeous.
Really good.
Absolutely
it's almost
beautiful.
just like a pâté, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a lovely mousse.
Now, this is a glass of loveliness.
Lovely. Now, this is a lemon syllabub. Now, we all know lemon syllabub. Very simple dessert. Now, it's simple because a lot of the food on the evening is very meat-based and very heavy, so we're going to give you something light at the end. But it's cream, and it's sweetened with sugar and a dessert wine, lemon zest, lemon rind, and I put in a little bit of brandy as well, just to give it an extra little bit of oomph.
Lovely.
And that is served with, these are called Lady Owen's sugar cakes. And actually what they are is shortbread with caraway seed through it. Very simple, but they go really well with your syllabub to finish off your evening.
You want to try Mr. Syllabub?
Will I go ahead and try it?
Yeah, you go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
There's a spoon over there.
There's a spoon here.
Thank you.
I'll try the biscuits.
So are these on the menu at Morton's as well as everything else?
Exactly. So for the month of November, we decided we'd give people a chance to taste the food from the time as well. So, exactly. They're lovely, aren't they?
Oh, they're beautiful.
That's delicious.
You tried the
So we have the lemon syllabub, but we have the caraway seed cookies in little tubs. We don't have the eel now. We have the chicken fricassee that we're doing as a main course. We have that on as well. For the month, you can come to Morton's in Ranelagh and buy it.
That's such a good pair.
And there's lots of events happening around the cathedral as well, of course, because very relevant to Swift and his life.
They have a huge array of events for the next during the next week. I think and it's on their website. All the information is on their website.
Now, the one that Anna's really looking forward to trying is this bowl of peas.
Peas porridge is how it's
I'm not sold on it, Mary, I'll be honest with you.
Everybody's very, very reluctant.
What is it? Is it just pureed peas?
Exactly. It's pea puree, but what Hannah did with the recipe is she added spinach and sweet herbs, what she called sweet herbs, but I would add oregano and sorrel, salt and pepper, and mace. She used a lot of mace. A lot of spices were used at the time because there was a lot of trade coming into the Dublin port. So a lot of, well, not a lot, but mace and nutmeg to give it an extra flavour. So it's really, really delicious. And then she adds strawberries to it. Now that sounds very unusual.
Strawberries and peas.
But actually, if you go to any of the really high-end Michelin star restaurants, you'll see a lot of fruit married with different fish and vegetables now. So you need to try it.
Well, I try
So
and
just keep an open mind. You can try that first.
Are you
yes.
sure?
Yes, you
You're
work
so
well with that.
considerate.
I'll
You
hold on
really
to the
are.
lemon.
Such a lovely woman. All right.
No, I'm sure it's delicious, and you're absolutely right. Fine dining does present you with the most unlikely combinations that you'd never put together.
Exactly.
It almost opens your mind, doesn't it, to what can work. Are you making faces?
No? It's cold now. It should be served hot, so...
Yeah, don't think that'd help really. It's not bad. 'Cause I like pureed peas anyway, and the herbs in there are lovely. I don't know about the strawberry with it though.
Well, no.
I'd be a bit nervous. Do you want to try it?
That's the
You have to try it. You have to try it.
You have to try it.
You have to try it.
I'm going to go back to the biscuits and the
So you're more the sweet.
Well, I love
palate,
my favourite out of the lot would be the smoked eel. That's beautiful. It's delicious. Well,
I expected that to be a lot worse, actually.
it's nice. Yeah. It tastes better than it looks.
I had low expectations for it, so it's, yeah.
Did you try it with
That's
strawberry?
crazy. You see, you have to have a.
Go
and then
on,
also
go for
she added violets, little flowers as
Really?
well.
So tell us when the banquet is on.
The banquet is on Sunday night, the 26th, starting at 7:30.
Okay.
So you come in, you have your canapé and a little bit of hot whiskey to go with that.
Nice.
And then you'll have a little walk around, have a look at the lovely interior of the cathedral, and everyone will sit down then.
And there are
we'll
lessons
do
to be learned from these.
Yeah,
this one.
absolutely. Yeah. And the
Even
knowledge
in their
that she had.
presentation,
Exactly.
the way
Yeah.
they did everything,
Yeah.
isn't there? And then in the surrounds of the cathedral.
Oh yeah, it'd be wonderful. Candlelit.
Mary, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
That was gorgeous. Thank you, Mary. Now, still to come, advice for planning your dream J1 summer.
Plus, we've styles for your office festive party on the catwalk. See you shortly.